Hey, my name is Billy Wink. I'm with HV Auto, and today we're going to go over the 991.1, which is some 2012s, but mostly 2013 to 2016 911s. And I'm just going to go over a couple common problems we see in our service shop today, and just give a little explanation on what they are and how we correct them. So one of the common problems we see is the belt tensioner, and we'll actually show it to you. And on this car, it's not leaking, but if you look right down here in this hole, so if you look right down here at the bottom, you can see the little rusty bolt, and just right above it, that's the belt tensioner. It's kind of hard to see from here, but what that does is that ensures that your drive belt has tension on it right here, and this controls all of your accessories such as the power steering pump, air compressor, alternator, all the important things to keep your 911 happy and running. And what will happen is it's hydraulic, so it will start to develop a small fluid leak, and eventually over time it will eventually collapse. Instead of having spring tension, it's fluid tension. A lot of these cars never get to the point of failure because most people on these cars maintain them correctly, so it doesn't fail. But generally speaking, you're going to replace this around 60,000 miles or 6 years. The reason it's time-based is there is a rubber seal inside this tensioner, and as the car gets older, the seal gets older, dries out, leaks, fluid starts to leave the tensioner, and it starts to fail. So most cars never have this failure because when they do the routine belt service, upon inspection you'll see this. Or in our case, when we service all of our clients' vehicles, we always do a multi-point inspection, and it allows us to look for these things and make our clients aware of it. So I have the spoiler assembly off the car we were just showing you the belt tensioner on. And this is a really good example of a common issue we see is the actual spoiler motor, which is located right here, will fail. You know, when it fails, obviously the spoiler won't operate correctly, so your spoiler will either be stuck up, stuck down, you'll get an error light. And a simple solution to this is we can remove the spoiler and knock out replacing this motor right here. Now in some cases, they'll try to sell you the entire assembly, but you can just replace the motor in most cases. I haven't seen many cables fail. Generally, I've just seen the motor itself fail. There have been some rare instances where cables have failed, but generally you just replace the motor and your spoiler's working like it should. So we have seen issues where this third brake light will stop working, you'll get a fault, it won't work. You'll try to replace the light assembly if you're a DIY guy, and you don't get anywhere. But if you come over here, I'm gonna show you. Right here, this harness right here goes all the way up through here and controls the third brake light, and it runs through here. Well, look at that. You can see it's pretty brittle. See how hard it is? It gets really hard and brittle. So as the spoiler actuates over time, that thing will get hard and brittle and it'll break the wires. That's a common problem. The solution is obviously replacing the harness. It will probably happen again at some point in the lifetime of the car, but there's really no way around it because it's moving constantly. But that's a common issue, simple fix, just replace the harness. A common problem on the 991 911s, dot ones, dot twos. We even see on the Boxers and Caymans as well, so this is more across the platforms. But the door panel, so this door panel's obviously been updated and there's been some custom upholstery work done on it, but it's a very good example for us to demonstrate. So right here, you'll see on some of these cars, towards the top of the door panel, you notice that they start to bow up. Well, what happens is the glue here that secures this panel to the plastic infrastructure of this door panel will separate because of heat. The interior is getting hot, and it'll cause this to fold up. When you have this issue, you'll take it to a service shop or Porsche, in most cases replacement. We actually have a solution where we can repair this using some special epoxy, and we have made some tools that will allow us to clamp this without damaging the door panel and re-secure it like it was from the factory. Another issue that happens when the door panel starts to fail, you can see right here, see this is broke, and so we have a way of repairing that as well using the epoxy, and we will actually reinforce this with a little bracket we make to secure this and stop it from breaking. Final issue that we see that's pretty common with these is the changeover valve. So it's a pretty common failure with these cars. There's at least 6 on every 991, and they're located on the PDK. There's several right here, and basically they're just little solenoids. They're vacuum lines, and they have a solenoid that's electronically controlled. And the issue is they were faulty from the factory, and they'll fail, and you'll see a coolant system fault light on the dash. And basically what that means at that point is the valve system has failed, and it's not going to operate correctly like it should. And I actually have a couple I can show you right here, just so you can see. So there's 3 here right in this area alone. So there's one right here, and then there's one here, right there, and then there's another one right underneath it, under this line here. You can barely see it. But basically what will happen is over time, almost every single one of those will fail, but Porsche does have a revised part. The challenge is you can get to these pretty easy, and there's some here, but some of them aren't very easy to access, so it can be kind of labor intensive. You even have one down the PDK transmission, but this is one of the more common failures we see. It doesn't always fail, but we have seen a good bit fail. So these are a couple of the common problems we see quite a bit in our service shop on the 2012 to 16 991 911. Again, they're not bad enough to talk you out buying the car per se. We just want to make you aware of it, let you know there is a problem. We know the solutions, and it's not as bad as it may seem. If you have questions, please comment below. As always, please like the video and subscribe, and thank you for watching.